What exactly is it you plan on doing once we find your daddy?
Gonna bring him to justice. So people know that how they conduct themselves matters. They don't give up hope.
I'm so excited to talk to the two of you. I just finished watching the first 5 episodes, and the season is wild. Kyle, I'm gonna start with you. So, Hank, in season 1, I was kind of like back and forth. Is this a good guy? Is this a bad guy?
Yes.
But in this season, we're seeing a much darker side of his character.
Yes, but it's still fun. Hank is still a fun character.
I mean, has he lost his humanity after everything that's happened to him in the first season, or is this just the person he's always been? And
You
we haven't
know,
seen it?
he's probably always been this way. But no, I think he's really, I mean, his intentions, from his point of view, are good and justified. He's trying to help the world, you know, make the world a better place. You know, it's a razor-thin line that he's walking, but I think he believes he's actually doing the right thing, in fact. And his challenge, of course, is to try to convince his daughter, who we will see later on, and they have a couple of wonderful scenes together, that it's all for the best. And she's a tougher sell.
That's true. And Moisés, Norm ventures out of the vaults this season, and what was it like exploring his character now that he's sort of out in the real world, so to speak?
It was great. I mean, getting the idea to defrost a bunch of vault dwellers to then not realizing that you have to manage their sort of fear, you know? Like that, he not only has to take care of himself, but now a community of people. So I think, you know, chaos, he was expecting chaos, but it's in front of your face is a different story. And they were able to at least come up with an idea altogether to get out of the vaults, and once they're on the surface, it's, I mean, he's only read about it, maybe seen renditions of it. So first season was pure vaults, and then the second, it was sand dunes and dilapidated buildings and a bunch of creatures that I'm excited that I got to play with something physical because of our team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, with the people in Vault 31 that he released, they're kind of a different breed than the people he's used to because they know a little bit more about Vault Tech, but I think I'm actually the most interested about his relationship with Claudia because there's this, like, cute little romance. What was it like exploring that?
That was great. First of all, just doing scenes with human beings instead of a brain on a Roomba. But then Claudia, you know, that, and everyone else too, there was exceptional actors that are a part of the community, so to speak. But with Claudia, at least it was a very real moment for Norm, a person to sort of see instantly that she's different than everyone else and maybe can confine in her things that he himself is questioning, and hopefully she can help him find answers.
And Kyle, you know, I just watched episode 5, which is sort of this big moment where Hank is finally reunited with his daughter, and obviously doesn't seem like it's gonna be the smoothest of rides moving forward. What can you tease about their reunion?
Well, it involves food.
Oh.
Which is always nice. You know, Hank has thought about how he wants the first meeting to go when they see each other after the end of season 1. And he's created as homey an environment as possible. And he's trying to make her miss the family elements that we had, reminding her that those were the important things. And then he gets a little bit into the rationale as to why certain things were done. But she's still very resistant to all of that as it makes sense. But I get through to her a little bit. So, okay. Yeah. So, and I think she has, for a moment, I do sort of have her back for a bit, and then till House of Cards turns into a shambles.
And Moisés, in that same episode, they get to Vault Tech, and he's finding out a lot of new information from Barp's computer and things like FEV. There's all these like little references. What can you tease about the predicament that he gets himself into? Because at that point, Ronnie finds out, oh, this guy literally doesn't know what's going on, and he attacks him. What can you tell us about that moving forward?
Well, he's passed out again. I mean, he's trying to come back to his once he comes back to his senses. He's tied up. He's in a sort of another difficult situation that he has to figure out how to get out of. The whole time he's been trying to balance the role of leader while at the same time deceiving when necessary to be able to get to wherever it is that they need to get to survive. Mm-hmm. And it just so happens that one of the vault players has found out about those deceptions.
Yeah, he's a douchebag.
Yeah.
And then, Kyle, one of my favorite parts of this show is when we jump back and forth in timelines. Mm. And I love seeing this other version of Hank when we see it in the past. He's sort of a much smaller cog in the wheel. He's kind of like this bumbling guy. What is it like playing those two versions of this character?
It's really fun. It's really fun to imagine that the Hank that I started with and that we know, that I spend most of my time in that world, came from that, very young, very enthusiastic, somewhat childlike character, and so you can imagine the growth between that to now, someone who's a little more solid, a little more dangerous. Not that the young Hank isn't dangerous. You can see moments of it, but I think the writers have done a great job in sort of bridging those two characters and the amount of time that's gone from the one we see in the flashback to the current one.